Hello. It's good to see you. Today, I wanted to show you a few of the bottles of nail polish that I have in my collection. This isn't all of them, but I was thinking, we've had such lousy weather all over the place, not just here, but it seems like everybody's just had crappy weather lately. So I thought it would be fun to maybe look at some nail polishes that would be fun springtime colors. Well, some of them aren't really springtime colors, but they caught my eye while I was going through my collection, and I decided to include them as well. Now this is what I'm wearing today. This pretty blue. I love it because it has kind of a metallic finish to it, and it's out in the sunlight. It looks more like a violet color. This was actually sent to me by a subscriber a while ago. I think he was in high school. I think he said that he made this. It's called Innoscents, Innoscents. And I received, I think, 3 or 4 bottles. I still have 2 left. This one is called Eclipse, and it's a really pretty blue. I really like it. I hadn't worn this color blue in a little bit, so I thought I would wear that. This is one of the other ones. And you can see it's also blue, but it's ever so slightly different. When you hold this one up to it, this is ultramarine. This one right here. You hold up ultramarine. This one looks a little bit more violet. So this one is ultramarine and Eclipse. And I think these are really fun colors for any time of year. I like them. This is a color I would wear year round, but it does seem like for me, I really only wear the lighter colors on over in the spring and the summer. But once I start getting into fall, I get into kind of darker colors. Not completely, but for the most part. So let's see. I have some Sally Hansen here. I have Maybelline, Hard Candy, Eternal. I have an OPI and some Essie, and even one lone little sad LA Colors. I'm going to show it first because it's all by itself, feeling self-conscious next to these others probably. Look at this. This is a fun little lime green color. Isn't this cute? It's called Kinetic, and the number is 420. It's very pretty. It looks like it should glow in the dark, but it actually does not. It's just a really fun light green. It's a pastel green. It kind of reminds me of lime sherbet. It's basically the color of lime sherbet. Now I know a lot of people don't like the less expensive nail polishes, but for me, I do like them. I find that if you use a really good base coat and a top coat, they're fine. I mean, no nail polish is going to last forever. They all chip sooner or later. I prefer the Revlon Quick Dry Base Coat. I've tried multiple types. And yes, I have tried Halo Taco, Chupacabra, whatever it's called. I've tried it. Somebody will always ask me about it because it has like this cult following apparently. I expect them to start knocking on my door with leaflets. Have you tried Halo Taco? I have, and I know this may not be a popular opinion, but I think it's overhyped. I think it's decent stuff. I don't know that it's any better than everything else. It's okay. It didn't blow me away. So I don't have any of that here. So the stuff that I like, I've continued to purchase. I did not continue to purchase that stuff. So, but this is a Color Craze color from LA Colors. It's a pretty lime green there. And yeah, it's called Kinetic. And that's a fun springtime color. Any kind of pastel, I think it's like a fun Easter color. And Easter is in April this year. Oh, this one's really fun. I love this one. It's so sparkly. This is from Hard Candy, and it's a beautiful sparkly pink. It's almost like a coral pinkish color. It's called Piece of Papaya. It's beautiful. I love this color so much. This is actually an old bottle. And I went through my nail polish not too long ago and got rid of a bunch of the old bottles that were just, you know, past their prime. And I couldn't bring myself to dispose of this one. I guess I need to get another one, but it's a beautiful color. It really is. It's very interesting. This is another one that in different lights looks kind of different, but it's really pretty. Hard candy piece of papaya. And that again is one I wear more in the summertime. This one is one I bought recently. This one's interesting. Now this is a darker color. This is from ILNP, and it's called Bloodline. Now this one does have a little bit of a sparkle to it. It's like, this would be like a really good Halloween color. This one makes me think of Halloween. It's like I don't know how you describe it. It's like reddish black. And it really depends on the way the light hits it. But it's sometimes it looks red, sometimes it looks kind of black. It's really an interesting color. I really like it, but that's from ILNP. And it's called Bloodline. I think I've only worn it once though. It's really, you have to do a couple of coats to make it look like it does in the bottle. One coat won't do it. And then I have Essie products. Now if you're not aware, Essie has a quick dry nail polish line, and it's called Expressy. Expressy. Now these bottles of the quick dry nail polish are taller than the regular. Like this is a regular bottle of Essie nail polish, and this is the fast dry right here. You can see it's taller. I think it's the same amount, it's just taller and thinner like that. Yeah, so this is a pretty one here that I like. It's a pretty it's like a slate blue, and it's called Air Dry. Air Dry. And these are really great. I have several of these. There's another one that they make. I didn't bring it out here with me though. It's an Expressy, and it's a really pretty purple, and it's called IRL, like in real life. IRL, and it's a beautiful purple, and it comes in a bottle just like this. It's really pretty. But when I was grabbing bottles of polish, I didn't see it, so I didn't bring it out here. But this one is really pretty. I like that. I've done some videos where we swatch the nail polish. Some people don't really like that. So this video is for other people, like people that want to just see the bottles and hear me talk about them. You will have to do another swatching video sometime soon. The other Essie product I have that I just held up a moment ago is this beautiful gold. Look at that. This is so pretty. I love this in the summertime, like on my toes. I get a little bit of a tan and it looks so cute on my toes, this gold. This is called Mosaic On Down. Mosaic On Down. And it's beautiful. Oh, it's so sparkly. It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And then it looks really pretty like this. But then when you go over it with a really good clear top coat, oh, it's beautiful. It just really sparkles. It's perfect. Yes. So that is Mosaic On Down. And that's one of my favorite summertime colors for my toes. I redo my nails every 3 to 4 days. I don't redo my toes that often though. So I think my toes are like 2 colors behind my nails right now. I redo them when they need it, but in the wintertime I don't worry about it as much. But in warmer weather, when I wear sandals a lot, I redo them more frequently. I do have one OPI nail lacquer, and this is a pretty yellow. Now this yellow, it's not, the reason I like this one a lot is because it's not a bright, it's not like a neon yellow, it's not super bright. It's slightly muted, but it's still a nice color. It's not like an orangey color. It's really not. There's the Kia Soul comes in almost this exact shade of yellow. It was funny if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram. I think when I bought this, I was at Walmart and I walked out to the parking lot, and there was a little Kia, I think it was a Kia Soul parked nearby, and I took a picture of it up next to the car, and they were almost the exact same shade of yellow. This shade of yellow is called Exotic Birds Do Not Tweet. Exotic Birds Do Not Tweet. And yeah, it's I don't have a neon yellow to hold it up to, but and it would be kind of hard to tell, but it's a pretty yellow. But if you don't like neon super bright colors, you might like this one. You know, if you think you would like to wear a yellow but you don't want that super bright harsh neon, Exotic Birds Do Not Tweet by OPI may be an option for you. It's a really pretty color. I like it. Now recently I did buy a set of 5 nail polishes that came all together. I got them on Amazon, and they are from Eternal. Now this is going to be a major blush and bashful parade of pinks here, because they're literally all pink. Look at this. They're all pink, but they're all different shades of pink. I mean, we have a pink here for every occasion, basically. Look at that. I think if I had to pick a favorite out of here, I think it would be this one. There's just something so alluring about that color. It's almost a lilac color, but not really. I don't know, it's like if you blended a pink and a lilac. I like it. Some of them are a little bit more neon. This one here, this one is almost peach, but not really. It's still pink, but it's like it wants to be a peach color, but not totally. It's not totally committed to it. So again, these are from Eternal Nail Enamel, and I found these on Amazon, and it was a set of 5 of these, and they have different combinations of colors. They don't have, they're not all pink like that. This one is called Romance, and the name is impossibly tiny right there. It's like 0.005 font, basically. But yeah, that one is called Romance. It's kind of a peachy color. And then this one is actually super cool. I love this one in the summertime. Now this is more of like a fluorescent pink almost. This one is called Flare, it's called Pink Flare, Flare. And it's a nice little, it's a much more vibrant pink, I think, like especially if you compare it to the first one. It's almost like a Barbie pink, but it's actually a little bit brighter than a Barbie pink. Here's another shade of pink. This one is sort of a medium, I would say. It's called Sorbet. Sorbet. It's a pretty color. I like it. But sometimes I like different colors of pink, and I have even more in Sally Hansen, which I will show you in a moment. Now this one is a bit darker. This one is called Berry Fusion, and this I think is probably the darkest of this collection. It's a nice one. Now I would wear that year round, but some of these just, I don't know, I have them year round, but some of them just, I don't feel it in the wintertime. Like I would not wear this in the wintertime. It's just, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know. That to me is like a summertime color. That's a going to the beach color. But out of the 5, again, I think this one is my favorite. This one here, it is sort of almost like a lavender color. It's called Unique. The name of this one is Unique by Eternal Nail Enamel. That is pretty. I like that. I don't know that I've worn this one yet. I bought it because a subscriber initially bought me a set of those a while back, and this one was my favorite. And that summer, I wore it several times, and Yeah, so the only way I could get it was by buying the set. So I have extras now. From P2, I only have one selection today. This is also a quick drying nail polish. This is from P2, and their quick drying nail polish line is called Minute Manny. And they used to sell these at Walmart, but they no longer do, which is a real bummer. Now they have an expansive collection of Color Club, and I'm not crazy about the Color Club nail polishes. I really wish they would bring back the P2 nail polishes, but I'll just have to buy them elsewhere, I suppose. But this one is beautiful. It's red, and it has a shimmer to it, and it's called Ruby Rush. Ruby Rush. P2 Minute Manny. Now this says it will dry in 60 seconds. I really think it would only dry in 60 seconds if you put on an impossibly thin coat and then immediately stood in a wind tunnel like this. You know, that would really be the only way this is going to dry in 60 seconds. I don't really find that any of the quick drying nail polishes dry as fast as they say they will. They really don't. But they do dry faster than regular ones. But they also chip faster, in my opinion. But again, no matter what nail polish you're using, if you use a good base coat under it and a good top coat over it, you want to have the fitted sheet and the flat sheet on the bed of your nail with this sandwiched in between. That will make it last longer. And this is a beautiful red. It is gorgeous. I love a darker red like this. For my skin tone, I find that this shade of red looks better on me than like a cherry red, that it has a little bit more yellow in it, I guess. It's a little bit more of an orange red. It doesn't look as good on me as this does. So yeah, this is called Ruby Rush from P2 Minute Manny. That's pretty, I like that. That is a cool color. And then I only have one from Pure Ice. And this is another nail polish that they used to have a section for this at Walmart long ago. And then they got to where they only had it there periodically. And actually, I haven't seen Pure Ice at Walmart in a while. I think I actually bought this one at a Walgreens or a CVS or something. It says it was a limited edition, and it's this beautiful blue, but kind of like the Ruby Rush. When it hits the light, it has kind of a metallic sheen to it, and it's so beautiful. And the top coat is really going to accentuate that shine on there. And it's kind of a midnight blue, which is my favorite color. I think it's not a navy blue, but a midnight blue is my favorite. It doesn't have as much red in it as a navy blue. I love midnight blue. It's so pretty. But the name of this one is Fly High. Fly High. It's a really pretty blue. I like it. I'm going to be redoing my nails probably tomorrow. And I had already picked out a color to do, but now that I'm looking at all these, I'm thinking I might change my mind. I don't know. Usually when I redo my nails, I go with a color that's pretty different from what I had on there. Like, I would not go from this to this. I might go from this to this. Or maybe piece of papaya. That's pretty different. I don't know. But usually when I redo my nails, I go with something that's pretty different from what was there before. Now I have two Maybelline nail polishes, and I've only ever seen these at Dollar General. And it's kind of weird, but Dollar General is a good place to find nail polishes that you may not see anywhere else. But we have this Maybelline Fast Gel nail lacquer, and they have all of the sassy little bottles. Isn't it cute? Looks like a genie would come out of it. I love the handle, the little thing there. That's cute. Now they have these in a bunch of different colors, and I have quite a few of these colors here. And I've only ever seen these at Dollar General, although once I did see a display of them in a Walmart neighborhood market a year ago, maybe, but it wasn't something that was part of the regular stock. Now the name of this is a total lie. It says it's fast, There's nothing fast about it. It actually dries quite slowly, and it says gel. It is not a gel polish. It's not. I don't know how they get away with calling it fast gel. It's like slow, not gel. Why would you call it that? It's not, it's neither of these things. But that's what they decided to call it. And this one is called Orange Shot. Orange Shot. It's kind of a pretty little coral color. I really like it, but this would be a fun little springtime color. It's kind of like a pastel. A little nail lacquer there. I like that one. Now this one is a little bit darker, but I still like it. This green right here. Look at this. This is another Maybelline Fast Gel. It's not a fast or a gel. And it's called Tropic Tales. Tales. And each bottle has this little label up here with the barcode on it. And the name is printed really tiny right above the barcode on the little handle here. But it's just a fun little green color, and it makes me think of the grass. You know, it starts to green up as it warms up outside, and I don't know, it just makes me happy. Now I have another green here. Of course, we've had 3 greens. We had this one from LA Colors, which was a nice light color, and then we have this one from Maybelline that's much darker. And then I'm going to get into the last section of nail polishes I want to show you are from Sally Hansen. Now overall, I would say that Sally Hansen nail polishes are my favorite. They are my personal favorite. I know a lot of people turn their nose up at them. I guess they don't cost enough and they just have to spend money. I don't know. I love Sally Hansen nail polishes. I do. And over the years, I have found that their InstaDry nail polishes have vastly improved. I didn't used to be a fan of their InstaDry nail polishes because I found that they chipped very easily. The color was not, when it dried, it wasn't always what you expected, and overall I didn't really like it. But it has changed quite a bit I'd say over the last 5 years or so. It's really changed. And I don't know what they've done to it. They've done something to it. It's not the same. And I really like it because they have a lot of fun colors to choose from. And this is one of them here. Now this was a limited edition Sally Hansen InstaDry. And you compare it to this Maybelline. You can see that it is a lighter green. It's not as dark as the Maybelline. This polish was a limited edition. And I found these in a CVS. I was in there to make a video and I saw these. This is a nail polish where 2 companies that you would never expect partnered together to come up with some nail polish. Mentos and Sally Hansen partnered up. I don't know what they smoked to come up with that idea, but they decided it would be cool. And it is cool. I have 2 colors of Sally Hansen / Mentos nail polish. This one is called Mint to Be, M-I-N-T, Mint to Be, and I'm guessing that these are the color of some of the Mentos. I don't know. Don't eat it, whatever you do, and don't drop this down in a 2-liter of Diet Coke. But this is a fun little InstaDry here called Mint to Be, and I think this is actually the perfect spring color. This really pretty fun light green here. I think it's perfect for spring, but I have more. Of these, and I'm going to show you all the InstaDrys first. Now this is the other Mentos / Sally Hansen InstaDry nail polish I have here. This one is called Peppermint Dandy, and I love this blue. I love it. If I didn't already have blue on right now, I would go with this one next, but like I said, I always go with something kind of different from what I had on. But yeah, this is Peppermint Dandy, and this is not something they have all the time. And they have partnered with other companies. They had a Sesame Street line of nail polishes, and I think they even had Jelly Belly. I think at one point they partnered with Jelly Belly to make some colors. So it's not unheard of for them to do that. And they come up with these fun little colors. This one is really pretty. I love that. I love both of these. Like, they're both so pretty. Look at that. Oh, I love them. They just make me happy. Yeah, this next one I'm going to show you is a little darker, but I really like it. This one reminds me of, like, if you get a bag of Brock's jelly beans, just like the classic jelly beans, this one reminds me of the jelly beans. Now, this is called Plummet, Plummet. Plummet. I don't know why I spelled that. There's no other way to spell it. Sorry. I don't know. But yeah, it's a beautiful dark purple. It's so pretty. And this one, you can pretty much get away with one coat. I mean, it's lovely, lovely coverage. And I find that a lot of the InstaDrys are like that. If I'm in a hurry, I can do just one coat of this and it looks good enough. You know, it's fine. It's good enough for now. Yeah, it's a beautiful dark purple. I really love this. This is one of the most recent ones they came out with, although it was at least a year ago, but I've had a lot of people ask me if I'm going to do any nail polish organization. If you watch my vlog channel, you know I've been trying to do some. Unfortunately, there's something going on with Walmart and the nail polish. All the stores around here, all the names have been removed from the little plates on the front, so you don't know where anything goes. In at least one of the Walmarts here, it's been that way for over a year, and it's still like that. It's literally the only section in the store that is like that. Every other section of the store is okay, but the nail polish is just chaos. So I've been trying to organize the nail polish, but I can't if I don't know where it goes. And lifting up the little plate doesn't really help because the labels under there are just not helpful. But as soon as we can get back to it, I'm really looking forward to doing some more nail polish organization. Now, when it comes to InstaDry nail polish, this is one of my favorites. And usually, if you see me wear a red nail polish, most of the time it is this one right here. Now, this one, if you compare it to the Minute Manny Ruby Rush, it's I don't know, it's not quite as dark, I guess, but typically I wear this. Now, this is called ASAP Apple, and it's just a really pretty, it's kind of like a true red in my opinion. This is my favorite red nail polish, and yeah, it's a really nice, pretty red. Oh, this one's fun. This is a nice, fun spring color. Look at this. This pink. This is called Flashy Fuchsia, and it's very faint, but there is a little bit of a shimmer when the light hits it. It doesn't really show up so much in the bottle, but when you're wearing it, there's a little bit of a sheen, like a little bit of an iridescence to it when you're wearing it. This one, though, you do need 2 coats of this one because it's a bit on the sheer side. And if you really want it to get, to look like this, you need at least 2 coats. 2 coats will do it. But yeah, that's called Flashy Fuchsia from Sally Hansen InstaDry. Really good color for that. I like that. Oh, this is another one. This is a fun one right here. This is, it almost wants to be silver, but it has a hint of pink to it. Look at this. It's called Petal, P-E-T-A-L, to the metal. Petal to the metal. And it's a beautiful, sparkly, pinkish, silvery color. I love it. Oh, it's so nice. This one I would really wear any time of year, though. It's, I think it's okay to wear this. You can wear any of these whenever you want to. You don't have to wear them any certain time. It's just for me. I would wear this year round. Maybe I could go with that next. I haven't worn it in a while. Yeah, Petal, P-E-T-A-L, like a flower petal to the metal from Sally Hansen InstaDry. That's a fun little color. And this one dries really fast. I typically do 2 coats of it, though. Here is one. I like this one. I think I wore this one not too long ago. This is called Va Va Violet, like Va Va Voom, but Va Va Violet from Sally Hansen InstaDry. right here. That's a really pretty color. I like that one. It's not as dark as Plummet. If you compare Vava Violet to Plummet, you can see that Plummet is definitely darker. But I love the shades of purple. I love jewel tones. I really do. I don't know if you could tell, but I really do. I just love colors. They just make me happy. And I have one more InstaDry to show you. Now this one for me would definitely be a spring or a summertime color, and it has a hint of a sparkle. It's a beautiful peachy color, and it sparkles just a little. It's tiny sparkles. It's not big pieces of glitter or anything like that. It's a very subtle shimmer. This one is called Peach Buzz, B-U-Z-Z, peach, like peach fuzz, but peach buzz, from Sally Hansen InstaDry. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I love it because it's like a little surprise, because when you just look at it, you don't really see it. You might not see the sparkle right away, but you go to pick it up and it's like, oh wow, oh my goodness, look at that. It's just like a nice little surprise to see that. So that is Peach Buzz. And that is all of the InstaDry. That's not all of the InstaDry I have, but those are the ones I just pulled out. And then I have two Sally Hansen Mega Strengths. And Mega Strength is a line that they came out with not too terribly long ago. I have a couple of those. Now these are sparkly. This is a really pretty, it's like a fuchsia color from Sally Hansen Mega Strength. And it's called Sorry Not Sorry. I kind of like that. I might go with that. I might go with that next. Now that I have all these out, I'm rethinking which one I want to go with. I don't know. This is really pretty though. Anyway, it is a little bit on the sheer side. So again, if you wanted to have that look, that color, you're probably going to need to do 2 coats of it to really get that pretty color. And this one is super sparkly. Wow. This is another Mega Strength, and it's actually very similar. Something about it is kind of like, it's like Petal to the Metal, only more sparkly. They're kind of similar, although this one is a little bit darker. But it definitely has more sparkle to it. And this one is called, oh, sorry, it's up here, Lady Millionaire. It's called Lady Millionaire, and it's so pretty. Oh, I don't know. Now I kind of want to do that. But I can't choose. Now I have all these colors. Oh, this is a pretty pink too. Now this is one of the newer ones. Now this is from Sally Hansen Color Therapy. These have argan oil in them. And they have some beautiful colors in the Color Therapy line. This is one of the newer colors in that line. It's called Lips to Lips. Lips, and then the word tulips. Lips to Lips. And it's a beautiful iridescent pink. Now, it is quite sheer. Typically when I do this one, I will do 3 coats of this one. So you need to make sure that each coat dries thoroughly before you go on to the next one. But if you really want to get that color, I do a minimum of 2 coats, preferably 3, to get that beautiful shine. But it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love that color. So yeah, it's the argan oil formula from Sally Hansen Color Therapy, and they have some other just beautiful colors. But that's one of the newer ones. Now sometimes, like say, if I'm doing this one that has a lot of sparkle to it, I might want to put something under it that's dark. Typically when I do, this is what I use. This is Sally Hansen Hard as Nails Black Heart Nail Polish. This is my favorite black nail polish. It's wonderful. Now it has a thinner consistency than most nail polishes. It's almost like ink. You have to be very careful with it, but you get used to it. But it is thinner. It's the thinnest nail polish I think I've ever tried. But it's perfect. It is a beautiful, rich, deep black. And so then I put this down. and then go over it with something sparkly like this, or the last one I have to show you today. This is Sally Hansen Hard as Nails as well, and it's a beautiful glitter nail polish. It has blue, pink, and silver glitter in it, and it's called Ice Queen. It is so beautiful over black hard. Like, I do one coat, I'll do a base coat, one coat of this, and then a coat of this over top. Oh, it's beautiful. It looks like the night sky. It just sparkles. And then I go over top of that with a top coat just to kind of seal it, seal everything in, and it really makes it sparkle even more. But yeah, these two together, they are a beautiful combination. Or I could do this one, like I could do this and then Lady Millionaire over the top. That'd be really pretty too. That would be beautiful. So that is I use this one a lot under other stuff. That looks really good. So yeah, that was the last of my nail polish that I wanted to show you. Just some fun little colors for springtime, or any time. It doesn't have to be springtime. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed getting to see a few of the bottles of my nail polish. I always love picking some out to show you, and we'll do another swatching video pretty soon, and we'll just test some nail polishes and see how they look on paper. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.